Welcome back to Immunobites, where we'll try and bring you an interesting, short scientific presentation each week. I'm John Molson.
And I'm Jimmy Gutman.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about today?
Shoelaces.
You want to talk about shoelaces?
Well, actually I want to talk about the little tips at the end of the shoelaces.
You want to talk about shoelace tips? Why would you even bring that up?
Because, John, if I said I wanted to talk about telomeres, most people wouldn't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so I'm confused. What do telomeres and shoelaces have to do with each other?
I'm glad you brought that up.
I'm sure you are, but go on.
Well, all right. Let me start by explaining what a telomere is. As you know, we store all of our biological software on strands of DNA. And all of these strands are bunched up in a structure called a chromosome. These string-like chromosomes have caps on their tips so that the strands don't unravel, just like a shoelace has those little tips. These caps are called telomeres.
By the way, Jim, those shoelace tips are called aglets. So the telomere is like a shoelace aglet. It stops the DNA from unraveling. But how is all this relevant to us?
Well, John, every time our cells divide, these chromosomes divide as well. The problem is that these little tips, the telomere, they get shorter each time the cell divides.
I imagine that at one point in time, the telomere gets so short that the process of division becomes impossible.
I love the way you figure these things out so quickly, John. Let me demonstrate. It's a shoelace with an aglet, 20 years old, 35 years old, 68 years old, 97 years old. Whoops, shoelace is finished.
So if you're right, Jim, it follows that we should be able to tell roughly how old someone is by examining the length of their telomeres. The shorter the telomere, the older the cell.
Excellent. And not just that, researchers are now correlating telomere length not just with age, but with general health as well.
Wow, that's great stuff. But I ask you again, how is this relevant to us?
I'm glad you asked, John.
Well, that's one of the things I do. I have to keep you on track.
So, here's the bottom line. And let me do this in the form of a question.
Shoot.
What is one substance that we produce in our cells that is absolutely critical for the preservation of telomere length?
Come on, you're kidding me.
No, I'm not.
Glutathione.
Amazing.
Well, I hope you all had as much fun as we did, and we'll see you back next week for another edition of Immunobites.